Hello, welcome to day number 3 of Summer League tonight. I am Brian Salmon, and folks, there were some superstar sightings today inside of the Cox Pavilion and Thomas and Mack. We had Pat Riley, yes, Pat Riley was here, Jerry West talking to longtime official Joey Crawford, and Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers was also in the house. Time now to bring in sports reporter Mark Anderson, who actually got a chance to talk with Dame Lillard as he was watching his Portland Trail Blazers play, and Zach Collins, a kid from Bishop Gorman High School who really isn't feeling all that well. When you talk to Dame about his team, what do you think about the play of the young guys out there?
Oh, yeah, I think he likes he does like the 2 new draft picks they got. He likes what they're doing through the draft. His concern is what can they do through free agency. And he was very honest in talking about how a lot of players really don't want to go to Portland, and they don't realize how great a city it is until they actually go there and live there, and they see. But he said he realized that they probably have to do it through the draft. And there's been some rumors whether he'll go elsewhere, and he said today he would like to stay in Portland.
And talking about Damian Lillard, I mean, he's definitely one of the top players, in my opinion, in the NBA. I mean, obviously he was an all-star this past season, and I believe he made first team NBA, I believe?
First or second, I don't remember. I know he's a 3-time All-Star.
Okay, yeah, he did make the NBA first team. Justin Emerson just gave me the nod on that. I think he's doing some fact check for us right here. But you said that he was very open and honest about talking about his team and whatnot. Does he feel that they may be able to get somebody for free agency, or in the fact that the Blazers are actually looking for people through free agency as well?
It sounded like he was happy with the effort. He just wasn't confident that it would come through. It's not one of the glamour cities. He mentioned something about maybe they don't have the money some other teams do. So, I think he's kind of resigned to the fact they're just not going to be a player when it comes to free agency.
And lastly, you have any features coming out that people need to see at ReviewJournal.com?
Not immediately, but I'm working on a story on the Sacramento Kings coming up in a few days, specifically on Harry Giles and Marvin Bagley. Giles, he was unbelievable last night,
yes.
And every time I looked up, he was doing something really, really good. I think he had 18 points, and he just looked like a veteran player, even though he's really not.
People keep a lookout for that. Mark Anderson, sports reporter at the Review Journal. His articles will be at ReviewJournal.com. Time now to bring in sports reporter Sam Gordon. And earlier we had a chance to watch UNLV's Brandon McCoy, Dennis Smith Jr. of the Dallas Mavericks. It was the Bucks and the Mavericks that played a pretty good game out there. Are you a little bit shocked in the fact that Dennis Smith Jr. is playing in the Summer League after last year playing very well, and he's a second-year player?
Well, he got a lot of playing time for the Mavericks last year, but I think it's not uncommon for teams to send back guys in their second year. I don't expect Dennis to play the whole Summer League.
Agreed.
But I think the team wanted to kind of see what he can do, get him out there, be a leader, and give him another platform to kind of work on his game a little bit.
And one of the things he had been working on was his defense. He had a couple of steals and dunks early in the game. He had 10 points in 20 minutes. I talked to him after the game to kind of get his reaction about playing in the Summer League, and here's what he had to say.
I really want to play. I mean, I'm never opposed to hooping. I wanted to play the rest of this game just because it was a close one, and we lost the one before this. So, I'm always excited to play ball.
Well, there's one player that Dennis Smith Jr. would probably like to have had played with is Luka Doncic. You saw him after the game. What did he have to say about whether or not he was actually going to play in the Summer League?
Well, nothing, frankly.
Nothing, okay.
Nothing.
Right.
He hasn't played the first 2 games. He's coming over. He played a long season with Real Madrid, and there's still some buyout stuff. He hasn't signed his NBA contract yet. Personally, I think everybody here wants to see him play. I mean, at 6'8", 230, handles the ball, shoots the ball, play makes. I thought he was the best player in the draft. So I think it's a little disappointing for fans and even media that he's not playing yet. And I asked Jamal Mosley, Dallas' Summer League coach, if we're going to see him, and all he did was smile and say TBD. So who knows? But I don't think it's super likely we're going to see him this week.
If he's TBD and if he actually played, would he be TBE? Anyway, I'm trying to be funny, a little jokey joke from the host here, Brian Salmon. But you're not alone in thinking that he was maybe the best player in the draft. A lot of pundits had that to say. A lot of experts had that to say. Do you think that he actually will pan out and be that type of player, though?
Well, that's no disrespect against anybody else in the draft, but I just take a look at what this kid's done. He's 19 years old. He was a EuroLeague MVP, EuroLeague championship. He's playing a lot of games against a lot of high-level competition. I mean, the EuroLeague, that's the second best professional league in the world. That's a lot of guys who played Division I basketball and didn't make it in the NBA. So he's playing against a lot of really good players, former NBA players too. And from what he was able to do, I think he's super impressive. And I'm all in. I think he's going to be a really, really good NBA player. And again, no knock to anybody we've seen.
Of course not.
But if You asked my opinion.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA draft.
With that being said, I got to put you on the hot seat. Number 1 pick, you're the Phoenix Suns. Who do you take?
I would have taken Doncic, but I don't think you can go wrong with DeAndre Ayton. 7 feet, runs the floor, athletic, has a low post game, can shoot from the perimeter, and he has the tools to be really good defensively. Phoenix, I like what Phoenix is doing with their young core. You can't argue with that pick. There's a lot of upside there, and that, I mean, DeAndre Ayton.
There you go. That is a hot take from our guy, sports reporter Sam Gordon. Good work, my man.
Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you.
There was no marquee game this morning except for local product. Troy Brown, whose Washington Wizards team fell to San Antonio in his second game of the Summer League. Now, despite a great game from Brown, 21 points, 12 rebounds, his team lost. After the game, sports reporter Justin Emerson caught up with Troy and has more.
Justin Emerson here with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. As you can see, Troy Brown behind me signing autographs. One of the more popular guys at the autograph table. He graduated from Centennial High School right here in the Valley 2 years ago, played 1 year at Oregon, and now he was the 15th overall pick by the Washington Wizards, and we talked to him here.
It's definitely, an amazing experience, especially, being born and raised here, and, not a lot of guys being born and raised here. So for me, it's humbling, but definitely exciting at the same time.
So when did you take this picture?
When he was in Centennial High School.
So you were a fan of his even then?
Not really a fan, but I just came there to watch Bishop Gorman.
So, to see him, come back to Las Vegas and play, how cool is that?
It's pretty cool.
Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just playing basketball, and until people say it, you don't really think about it. It's just basketball. So.
Well, right here is Justin Emerson, a great piece you did on Troy Brown, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, Troy Brown, one of the fan favorites that people wanted to see play, but a couple guys that fans have come out to see play are not getting a chance to play. Grayson Allen's one who didn't play tonight. What's going on with this injury bug? Is it bitten some of these high-profile players?
There's a lot of guys, a couple of lottery picks. We talked about Marvin Bagley last night, and Trae Young didn't play today. He's got something going on with his quadricep. Robert Williams of the Celtics, he's got a knee thing. A couple of local guys, too, with the local connections. Derek Jones of the Heat, former Rebel. He appeared to have rolled his ankle today. Former prep star Zach Collins from Bishop Gorman.
Wow.
Same thing. It's just over and over. Must be something in the water.
Well, here you are, Justin Emerson, one of the sports reporters at the Review-Journal. Now, where can we see your work?
ReviewJournal.com, as always. ReviewJournal.com/SummerLeague.
Time now to bring in sports reporter Gilberto Monsanto. And you had an opportunity to watch the Charlotte Hornets taking on the Miami Heat, and no Malik Monk for the Hornets because he was out with an injury. And Derek Jones, he was out for some time with an injury as well, right?
Yeah, Derek Jones Jr. had an ankle sprain in the first quarter. He wasn't supposed to play, actually. He didn't play yesterday, Saturday, because he's already proven he belongs in the NBA. He had a really good California Classic in Sacramento. He signed a 2-year contract with the Miami Heat, so his spot on the roster is safe. But he insisted on playing UNLV. He played here, his home. I guess he called it second home, away from home. But he wanted to play. The Miami Heat coaches said, go ahead. He put on the show. For the first 7 minutes, he was spectacular.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, doing his thing. He's a monster dunker. He had 3 dunks in 7 minutes. Then he went for a block. He rolled his ankle. He was in pain for a good while. Needed 2 people to help him out. So he had an ankle sprain. It looked kind of bad on TV, but we spoke to him after, and he seemed like he was okay, and he called it a little minor twist.
How much did you want to get back into the game, and how much was the team say maybe calm down a little bit and then rest a little bit?
I'm a basketball player. I want to play every day of my life, but the way it happened and the way the pain is, they just told me to rest and sit down.
All right, folks, I'd like to thank all of the sports reporters that came onto the show. Justin Emerson, Mark Anderson, Gilberto Monsanto, and, of course, Sam Gordon. I'm Brian Salmon for NBA Summer League Tonight. We'll see you next time.